What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 22 of my Total War Warhammer 3 Bhashiva the White Tiger Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, the Terracotta Sentinels debuted and, well, defended against the piles of Skaven, which were looking to be something of a menace as we continue to attack Clan Rictus, but it looks like most of their armies at this point have been taken care of, and we managed to survive it without getting put out of position too much, even if it was worrying or worrisome there for a bit. Ooh, I noticed Grease's giant pile of giants and such is moving this way. I wonder if we can sick him on another faction. Like if we were to, for example, declare war later on the Iron Clawworks and help out with that, Really something to think about. Especially as there is sort of an end to the territory that we want to hold, especially as last time we were able to complete the tier 4 of the High Lord of Shangyang, or Lord of Shangyang chain, or whatever this mechanic is called, and well, we just now have to go to tier 5. We have the final battle, the tier 5, and the maxing out of the various devotions, and we're well on the way. That said, before we can start, we've got a lot of battles in this particular turn, so let's start with, I think, this one, Chuyao and the pile of rats here from Metastorm. We could move you into Leech XP, and I think that might be a good idea regardless of the plague, and we can just pray that it doesn't get transferred over. Yeah. I'm gonna try going here and then maybe move out to this territory after. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, I noticed that the Winds of Magic are weak here. You technically don't need to leech. However, your lions could use the extra XP, so I'm gonna send you over as well. Until you're ready to transfer this, hopefully the plague will actually end in 2 turns. Do we have the anti-plagueinating thing here? No, but frankly, we were positioned in Darkhold previously, and frankly, we want to return there afterwards, so yeah. Alright, Chuyao. You can't reach us here. No, you can't. Just had to double check. Alright, let's send these guys again. Gotta keep leveling Satang after all, and I've been enjoying those Terracotta Sentinels. Away we go. Decisive victory casualties low, to be certain. We do have a Scarecrow banner that we are going to put on Chuyao, who has the Featherfoe Torque, Pigeon Plucker Pendant, and now Scarecrow banner. Not useful against the rats, but this army has so many ranged units that we want to keep any potential aerial foes at bay using the ability. This guy's a Pigeon Plucker Pendant as well. I wonder if we'll steal it post-battle. Let's find out. Alrighty, here we go. I don't think Satang needs to maintain ordered ranks. He can fire from wheresoever he pleases. And while we did give him his trial run, this should be a better one. Ooh, rank 27 on that Master Assassin. Neat. Well, unsurprisingly, we will begin the battle by using our artillery monster to take out the enemy artillery, or should I say artillery construct, I guess. What does it say? Just out of curiosity. Does it say artillery monster? Specialist artillery, eh? Wait, so I'm pretty sure Cygors say artillery monster. I guess the game just didn't want to call him a monster, and they didn't want to. I mean, if you're gonna say, well, maybe specialist artillery is a thing that applies to other things, since they didn't want to say artillery construct. Wait, what do bone giants say? Do they say artillery monster? Or maybe I'm imagining things, and Cygors also say specialist artillery. And everybody says specialist artillery. Why do I care? I don't. I should shut up. Anyway, here we go. With the artillery destroyed, it looks like the enemy will move towards us, and Satang is going to target the little brood horror, and, well, as his second target, dishing out a solid, what, maybe 500 damage per shot, maybe a little less? Of course, the rat will regenerate. Ooh, the Regenerats. That'll be a good name for a unit eventually when we do Skaven again. But in the meantime, It's all Satang's show. He's up to 6,000 damage. He's taken out one artillery crew, and he's about to make sure that that Brood Horror is out of the picture as well. In fact, it will start running on out of there. Tried to execute it with Satang's special ability, but really, it doesn't seem to do more damage than his regular fire does. It seems to do about the same. Maybe I'm using it wrong. Let me just see here. This is only my second time using this hero after all. Where's that ability? Oh, it is strong versus multiple combatants. Yeah, that's why. Okay, well, now I know. Next time we'll simply use it against, you know, blobs of enemies that have lost HP instead. I just figured that it would be, that it was designed as an execution ability. A single enchanted shot is all that Satang needs. Just sounds like an execution ability with a missing HP thing, but if it's strong against multiple combatants, I guess it makes sense with its sort of multiple spread out arrows that, you know. Anyway. That's 2 enemy units now destroyed. The enemy army still heading towards us. Satang gets his first shot at the enemy Helped Abomination, but will actually now back off a little bit towards the main army. In part to get ready for the main assault, and in part to actually get the benefit of the auras that we have here. May as well increase his range capabilities further. And I wonder what heights we can take the Celestial Bowman to. Although I feel like with his yellow color scheme, he really wants to have Celestial Dragon Guard with him. But all good. I mean, he has the Grace of Chui Yin, so he should be happy. The little gem on the back of his neck looks like a, you know, on-off button, like on a toy. It's kind of cute. But I digress. Continue firing away, sir. There we go, not a little bit of damage towards that Hellpit Abomination. There's a lot of HP to work through, and yeah, there we go. Now that missile strength has increased with the Disdain of the Dragon Emperor and the Inspired Marksmanship. What's his reload speed at? 7.1 seconds. We can almost double it with sufficient buffs, so we'll just have to work towards getting his reload down to 4 seconds. Assuming that Satang can fire in 4 seconds, because there may be a limitation in his animation to how fast he can fire. Which is the reason I understand the 4-second limitation exists for most units, but maybe the devs have designed it so that all units have a minimum 4 seconds of fire for their animation. But I digress. Looks like we got a half HP on that poor Hellpit Abomination, but unfortunately for it, it has drawn close now to the Grace of Chui Yin, which will help him cushion it and bring it down. Lovely. More magical arrows to add to the fray. And Satang can now switch to the next set of Abomination. Well, actually, no. Firing at the Mutant Rat Ogre instead, not actually doing about 900 damage with his first hit. Not bad. But I do wonder if there's more resistances. We got 15% resistance on the Hellpit and 20% physical resistance on the Mutant Rat Ogre, but that effectively is 0 because we have magical damage. Alright, and it looks like the enemy are at long last starting to get close to our Jade Warrior crossbows. So they will begin firing at them as well. Though of course the priority targets are going to have to be the enemy Rattling guns and such. They are not yet in range, and we'll focus down those Plague Monk sensor bearers and whatnot, since the enemy chose to lead with them. Not the smartest of moves, I'd wager, however, as these guys are very lightly armored and are pretty darn vulnerable to missile fire. The Grace of Chui Yin may have plenty of armor-piercing damage, and so would other Celestial Dragon crossbows, but the Jade Warrior crossbows have low armor pierce, so they would work very well at pincushioning these poor little sensor bearer rats. And it looks like one of the Abominations is down. Satang continues working away at the Mutant Rat Ogre, and the enemy army is now well and truly getting close to us. But they are suffering a ton of damage. A and B, we can keep them back further a little bit by slowing them down with a nice vortex. Dwellers Below drops their speed by a further 50% and tears through those poor storm vermin. Crew frankly should have led rather than with their sword and board and their heavy armor rather than the sensor bearers. Alright, and the enemy are closing. Satang's going to use that wind bow one more time. Huh, it does, I notice, knock the Mutant Rat Ogre down though. Something to be said for that. And just as those rattling guns close the distance, we activate the missile mirror on them, meaning that even if they could fire, they would only fire at themselves, only as we pincushion them with the Jade Warriors, the Jade Warrior crossbows. Alright, and the first of our units of Sentinels now close the distance as well, making sure that the rats do not overrun our lines of range, and the rats realize that it is absolutely hopeless to take this hill against the ranged army. Once again, did not need the second army helping out here. Although admittedly we did get the a use out of the missile mirror for the out of the jet lions, so there's that, but it didn't even come into actual play. It was only sort of a preemptive thing. Very nice. Alrighty, there we go. Absolutely annihilated poor little rats, and Satang did very, very well in this particular fight with a massive 28,000 damage dealt and nearly 5k damage dealt as gold value. Significantly out damage dealing as gold value-ing the Grace of Trey Yin, and managing to snipe one Hellpit Abomination, one Brood Horror, one Mutant Rat Ogre, severely damage another Hellpit Abomination, and kill a few rats while he was at it before the enemy reached our battle line. Oh, and the enemy artillery was him as well, so even at level 4 or 5 or whatever low level he is, Satang is still a monster, and we took no damage. Take the Pardon the Captives then. Free XP for everybody. Rat army destroyed. Rat army destroyed. Rat, thank you. Rat army destroyed. Hey, free armor of fortune, that's nice. Hey, and a lucky arrow, not for you. That's a decent pickup. And you got your Sky Lantern now as well, and another Pigeon Plucker pendant. Hey, we did steal it. I had an inkling. Anyway, you will return here because you can't transfer your plague to the settlement because it is plague, deplagified, whatever this is called, for however many turns. You will not be able to reach him, so you're going this way. Like so. You will have to transfer to this army, so I'd like you to stand here, but in the other territory. I assume this will keep you plague-free for now. Alright, that looks good to me. Satang, you got 2 levels. You can get Enchanted Metallurgy Piercing for yourself, but I'd rather have the range on all bow units in the army, plus ammunition and base missile damage for all Cathay and bow units. Also, speaking of ammunition, I was hoping for more optimized logistics and eventually Volley Master, as again, I wasn't expecting the Satang to run out of ammunition, but he did, and therefore we need to get him more. Could grab another point in Inspired Marksmanship as well, and bump him up with Grand Tactician, or keep moving, I should say, to the Art of War. Do like that Vanguard deployment. Deploying the entire range army on one flank of the enemy is going to be pretty darn nasty as well. They're both really good options. I'm going to say promoted on merit, buffs for Satang, and get that Infiltrators, and then next 2 levels we'll get that. This also gives us poison attacks, which we could give to one of these guys. I've not yet decided who, though funnily enough, Satang is a no contact effect, so we could actually put it on him if we don't find another better banner, since this one doesn't work on him. Go figure. Alrighty, what about you? You need Earthing, because you cast a lot of stuff, and I like the Litany of the Winds and all that, but I'm going to say Regrowth, though frankly you're going to need to replenish troops as well. Gatemaster, we're saving those points, and then Alki, you are going for Metallurgic Refining for more Satang damage and evasion. Isn't it lovely? Alright, so you guys are now in a good position. Bhashiva, I do believe you are next. And we can work our way through this. If I saw what was in this particular territory, I'd probably just auto-resolve it, because, I mean, it is a nice location and all that. But I don't care that much about it, to be honest. But it does have a relic, and it does have to be fought, and these guys have to be destroyed, and this is most likely the last capital settlement of Clan Rictus, so they will no longer be able to spam giant piles of their Hellpit Abominations. Go.
Pounce from the shadows, swift and brutal.
Alrighty, here we go. Time for Bhashiva to do a little bit of siege work, though of course things like walls don't really matter all that much to Bhashiva, as she will simply use the Gate of Heaven to go through the walls and gate and directly towards the enemy, whatever this is. It's a Plague Priest. It's about to be a very dead Plague Priest as he loses his, well, about 2/3 of his HP and can't even get up to actually land a blow. There we go. And good on Bhashiva for actually staying relatively still and just cutting him down rather than running around him in a circle. Spoke too soon perhaps? Or did I? Run right. Why would you run right through him instead of actually taking a swing? Come on, man. Not that it matters much. Did he get clipped by that Flock of Doom? If he get clipped by the Flock of Doom, he's probably dead anyway. Look at him running across that bridge. Ain't it cute? Alrighty, and 85 HP. It looks like he did survive the Flock of Doom. I would take the Banner of Swiftness off Bhashiva if this didn't amuse me so much. Plus, admittedly, the Strider does help her out. Anyway, and it's not that important. She did 95% of the damage to him anyway before he ran away. And now she's kind of trapped. Oh, she actually does kill him, but is now trapped amongst the Storm Vermin and Clan Rats, though admittedly, I don't think they're going to get through her 94 melee defense and 95 armor. So ultimately it won't matter over much. In the meantime, the enemy artillery piece has been silenced as our Astromancer has led his two majestic celestial lions, together with that equally majestic Moonbird, Great Moonbird. And they just start tearing through one of the units around here that was seeking to defend the artillery pieces. Too late, mind you, but not too late to die. Never too late to die. Alrighty, well, they can have their fun and try to focus enemy range units down while we continue trying to break through that gate. Well, Bhashiva continues to cut down whatever units she comes across. Looks like she's done about 20% of the HP damage to the two units that are surrounding her while taking absolutely no damage whatsoever. And keep in mind, once again, that we chose not to get a regenerative item on Bhashiva. She doesn't have healing, but most units are just unable to get through her defenses anyway, so it doesn't matter. Plus, in theory, if she does get damage, we'd be able to heal her with the Claw Speaker, but again, have never seen the need to so far. There we go, and I am enjoying her just cutting enemy units to just slicing them into bits. There you go, fantastic. The way that the rats get sliced apart here actually really reminds me of Vermintide, doesn't it? Just the way that you swing your weapons at the rats and then they get sliced apart. Yeah. Anyway, Bhashiva's having fun, the Flyers are having fun, and in fact knock down the enemy tower, and it looks like the gate has at last been brought down, and our units can at long last start streaming into the settlement. Now the Jet Lions will of course lead, together with our Gate Master here. And both of the Claw Speakers are in here as well, just to help out. I do like their attacks. There you go, the little staff or halberd attacks that they have. And the little magical claw blasts that they do as well. Alrighty, how we doing otherwise? Bounce power is at about 95% in our favor. Oh wow. The Flyers have come to, well, maybe not so much help Bhashiva, but just to speed the enemies on the way. And frankly, by the looks of it, the battle will be hours before a significant number of our regular units actually even make it into the settlement, since we only just broke down the gate, and frankly, there's enemies just in the way, in the gate anyway. Sort of blocking it off. Not for long though, and once again, not that it will matter over much. And ooh, a unit of range, Night Runners. We pop a missile mirror on them from the Jet Lines to make sure that they can't shuriken up our Flyers, and then have the Flyers tear them to shreds. And once again, for those that like to sort of use these battles for tips and stuff, I generally like to use single entity flyers in small mobs like this, typically either 2 or 3 together. Not big flyers like dragons, but anything small like manticores or chimeras or, well, celestial lions, moonbirds, what have you. They work better in a mob because they can protect each other and can't get trapped in their mass, can effectively be combined to make it more easy to move through stuff. But I digress. The bounce power shifts to 95% in our favor. Frankly, I'm surprised that the enemy army has not shattered, but you know what? Bhashiva's having fun together with our single entities, so let them have their fun. The battles against the rats so far with the ambushes have mostly been just all of the Tigermen just slicing through all those rats, not letting the single entities do nearly as much work. So I'm glad to see them have their fun here. There we go. And the enemy is probably debuffed by a bunch of things as well. Alright, we do have that star metal plate on Bhashiva. I did put the glittering scales in this army, right? Because we should really be combining the star metal plate with the glittering scales for as much anti-attack as possible. Granted, we have a lot of melee defense on our units now. And our first, the perfect warriors have arrived to lead, and the first of our units of twin axes have made their way forward, but it looks like they're not really needed. They ultimately decided to mostly let the single entities do the work. And admittedly, there's not much to say about that, just watch the sort of cat blender do its work. As in, blender made of cats, not blending cat. You know what I mean. Do not the cat. And oh, look at that. How many of those rats got sent flying by the simultaneous charge of the Astromancer and the Celestial Lions. Beautiful sight. And it looks like the battle is just about done. Frankly, I'm shocked that any of the units are still willing to fight. I guess there's a few units that have not yet entered the fray, but we can speed it up a little bit, and there we go. As soon as Bhashiva draws close to them, they shatter, and the battle is ours. A nice little siege. Alrighty, there we go. That must have been a pretty terrifying prospect for the rats in the settlement, and they were probably screaming about sabotage from Clan Eshin as Bhashiva suddenly teleported through the wall and killed off their lord before they knew what the heck was happening. So, certainly an Eshin thing to do, but gotta love the fact that she can ignore walls. Anyway, oh wow, 10,000 exactly? Huh, that's kind of neat. But we'll occupy it. We may have to hold on to it as a base. And another Fuheng Monk, always nice to have. War Horse, and more importantly, can we make anything good out of... No, I went to the wrong place. Can we make anything good out of you two? Fuse to a channeling staff. Disgusting. Do we have a spare... No, is that the only channeling staff we had? It was. I was going to fuse it with something. Keep the Staff of Wuxing. I'm sure we have casters that could use it. Frankly, we have plenty of caster items and not enough armors. This is a little bit unfortunate. Dragon Armory? Yeah, keep it for now. I'm not sure that we'll keep it, just generally speaking. Also, get rid of the Tiger Warrior Den. Keep the Leader's Pillar. Go immediately for the defenses. I would say also go immediately for the Salt. We'll keep the Peasant Stables while we build stuff, and... I mean, I guess we could go directly for money, though with the place rattly corrupted. Unfortunately, that's not great. Now, we will also need alchemist capacity, so I'm also kind of tempted to just immediately build the alchemist building, but we do need the infrastructure here. Frankly, it's at tier 4. It'll probably never reach the tier 5 before the end of the campaign, so maybe we forgo growth and just go straight for money. Also... I was about to say, we're good in terms of these guys' capacities, and maybe could just build Astromancers, but I think we'll wait. Anyway, let's see what else we have. Chudu. You? Also, I want to see, just out of curiosity, how much is Volksgrad, a tier 3 settlement with lots of military structures, worth to the Dolgan? That's Volksgrad, right? It is worth 130. 93,000 gold. What are you doing with your gold, dude? I gotta take that gold. I mean, some of our allies may be upsetty about this, but it's 93,000 gold for a red settlement that we don't care about. Yeah, take it. Take it. I'm not even gonna have you declare war on anybody. That's good. Plus, it's kind of bordering factions, some of which we may have you fight later on, like the man-eaters. We shall see. Chudu, that allows you to push towards Fort Ostrowsk, though Yechich and Plusk's presence are a little bit of an annoyance if they start making, you know, putting units in there. Let's go doubling up on the Banners of Eternal Flame, as this is our fire army. Auto resolve. It's gonna hurt the Empress Crowmen, but that should not be of any surprise, and we will loot and occupy. We're not actually holding on to the place, we're just... Yeah, I'm just too lazy to sack and then go back. Then on to Stragov and on to Lair of the Troll King, and we'll see if Lair of, or if Krakadrak rather, falls to the Dolgan. If it does, great. If it doesn't, we'll have to deal with it ourselves, and while I wasn't expecting to send Chudu out there, we may have to. We shall see. As Gandari's busy with all of this nonsense. Actually, speaking of Gandari, I was going to fight this right now, but maybe we let them sally out and attack us in the field. I'll think about it. A reassuring presence for you. Let's see what about these guys. Haven't decided on these as yet. I would, however, like to get Hard to Hit, Deadly Blade, Foe Seeker. Definitely Blade Shield. You guys are often fighting single entities, and I don't want you to get, you know, killed. Hard to Hit, Deadly Blade, Foe Seeker. Good. And did either of you? No. I want to see if any of them had Mentor, like you. Magical Reserves, Final Transmutation, and Living Forge, though admittedly mostly for the Winds of Magic Power Reserve. The other thing doesn't matter. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have gotten you Range Discipline. Missile resistance is quite necessary on those lanterns, especially against rattling guns, which have a tendency to target them. You can cleanse corruption as your first thing, as all the other stuff is maxed out. Alright, presumably these guys will sally out and attack you next turn. In the meantime, we got 93,000 gold, so we're good in terms of money to build whatever we damn well please. So, Wei Jin, let's upgrade the ludicrously expensive Celestial Crucible. I feel like for the Tigermen in particular, this thing should give 2 Astromancer capacity. And just because it takes so long to actually frickin' unlock it, so yeah. Also, what are we at here? Capture 1,000 battle captives, good. Occupy, Razor, sack 6 different settlements, also good. Alright, let's see what else we have building-wise. You do need to be constructed. You know what, I guess we could... Oh, you're recruiting right now. Alright, fine. You can... We'll still reduce the construction costs by moving you over there once we're ready. Karak Ungor. Go for growth. I'm not entirely sure about this place as to whether we're keeping it or not. Decent likelihood we're not, especially since we're heading towards the end of the campaign, but we'll see. White Tiger Omen, sure, and yeah, keep building up those Sky Lantern roosts. We can afford them. Troll Country, don't collect income. We will transfer this to somebody or delete it, so build the peasant huts either way. And frankly, the same thing of Navkazi. I don't really care about it, but it might be worth something to Dolgan, so delete that and then replace it. Alright, looks good to me. What about diplomacy-wise? Man-eaters, any trade agreements? That's the main thing we want. And hello! Eastern River Lords, at long last, are willing to confederate. Okay, wait. I don't really care about this. What I do care about is... we can't see whether you have money. And we can't... We could increase our army capacity by... and take these 2 armies and then delete them immediately, obviously, because somebody suggested. It's this thing that I want, the Lee Temple. Control plus 5 faction wave is just too good. Wait, also...
I concur.
This is adjacent provinces, but yeah, faction-wide control. So, to do this, we must do several things. This will break the agreements with these guys, making them not like us. So we should... 12,000 gold for this? What if... Wait. Haunted Forest. What if we told Goldtooth to move down there? Although I don't dislike him moving here as well. I'm thinking this, wait. Yeah, but what if they summon an army here at Dreadrock and annoy us there? It's also a distinct possibility. Again, I was kind of wanting this entire province for ourselves, but it's probably not going to happen now. At the very least, it's unlikely. We were wanting Ashridge Mountains, but we were willing to forego Darkhold. Huh. If we transfer this... Should we just pay Gelt 12,000 gold? It's kind of insane, though. That way we keep out of the war with these guys. Let me just pay him.
Welcome to my private
it's a little bit annoying. What I was going to do is going to join the war against the Caravan of Blue Roses and send Greasus this while trading for a settlement and get him to join the war. But we have to do it right now if we want to do it that way, because I want to transfer this little settlement to ours. That made sense. What I'm worried about is these guys generating a full stack at Dreadrock and sending it to Ruin's End, which obviously wouldn't be able to defend itself, and I really don't want to send an army all the way down here. So I think in that light we're just going to pay him. Insanely expensive though it is, freaking 12,000 gold for a defensive alliance, but whatever. Alright. And we will build an outpost. We probably will never be able to make any or get any use out of your stuff, but no, whatever. Village of the Tigermen? Yeah, that's where we're building our outpost. And again, I feel like there should be a mechanic for if you build an outpost in a settlement with a relic, that relic should be transferred to you. Maybe the outpost engages in some covert stuff. Can we get some of our money back by military? You know what? I don't trust it. It might cancel the thing.
I appreciate your
do this. Join Confederation. Like so. Alright, then your armies will have disappeared. Did they get wounded or did they just straight up disappear out of curiosity? Those were dragon-blooded Shugingen. I think they just disappeared. They should at least get wounded. It's kind of silly, to be honest. I get that we didn't have capacity for them, but still silly. Immediately build the lead temple. Oh wow, that's expensive. Do we want to wait? It's not worth waiting to reduce the... Yeah. And then you can keep the Dragon Armory. I don't think we will care about anything else here. You can... It's -10 now, but it'll be +5, +9, it'll be -1, so it'll be fine. Yeah. And, oh. Huh. I mean, I guess we could keep an... Oh, it's increasing the construction cost. Do I care about this? I don't care that much about it. Also, what's our trade income at? 10,000 gold. Is the trade tariffs better? I think it's better, so you can switch to Fortune's offerings as well. I think that's the way we do it. Alrighty, good enough for now, minus the Confederation debuff, which will cause several of our provinces most likely to rebel, including the Fortress of Vorag. The Darkhold will as well, but we are going to trade it. Let's uncollect the income. Well, actually, wait, we could... trade it. Well, no, you know what? Let's wait until this plague is up and then we'll trade it. So, yeah, it'll be fine. And several of our places are obviously also not super happy with the public order the way that it is, but it'll fix itself. Alrighty, I think that's it. I think we're ready to end the turn and have the enemy potentially attack us. So let's skip. And end the turn. And oh, I forgot about Recruiter U. Hopefully the Pestilich doesn't just go past him. Past Gandari and attack Recruiter U, but I guess we'll see. Alright, oh, the long turn from the Man-Eaters. We did force them to declare war on several factions around them. Alright, and unsurprisingly, Molder will attack us. They do have, again, 2 uses of Menace Below, 1 use of the darn Warp Bomb, and approximately 1 billion rats. In fact... 3 stacks this time rather than the 2 he fought previously, though admittedly there are more clan rats this time around. And also admittedly... wait, no, they do have casters. Okay, well, we'll see if Gandari can catch and kill those. Away we go.
Ready yourselves for war. Follow my lead. And we cannot fail.
Alrighty, here we go again. I've said it before, but we can't let Bhashiva have all the fun. Not that Gandari hasn't been having a lot of fun over the course of this campaign. And, well, he's cut down 2 enemy stacks of rats before. He can damn well cut down 3. Now, the enemy will, of course, fire away with their plague claw catapults at us immediately. And we do have to prioritize bringing those down, though luckily, once again, now that we have stock on all of our Tigermen, or Tiger Warriors, well, Tigermen, whatever. Though, frankly, I find it kind of silly that every Tigerman gets stock except the single entities. Like, yes, every single Tigerman of the entire race is capable of stalking, but the leaders are not. The ones that are the best trained and the most capable, no, they're not. And this is just a general thing sort of that annoys me about the design elements of this game, because the game has a tendency to do this a lot. Lots of buffs for lords, or lots of buffs for units of a type that don't buff the lords and heroes of the exact same type, and it's just, I just find it very annoying. Conceptually. Anyway, we summon the unit of Ironclad Tiger Warriors on the artillery pieces, and just as we do, we start moving our main line forward. Gandari moves towards the enemy Grey Seer of Plague, and we try to position ourselves. Of course, the Alchemist is going to start taking Warplug Jezzail fire, because the Alchemists and the Flyers of the Lanterns pretty much always do. And unfortunately, Gandari gets trapped fighting some other units, but, well, all good. He'll break through them, especially with some of them of the range of Warplug Jezzails, or at least one of the Warplug Jezzails, getting hit by the Pit of Shades, while the enemy main line starts rushing towards us. And this, as many an enemy had learned when staring down the barrel of an Iron Hail Gunner, has learned is a very bad idea. Alrighty, who needs cannons? The Iron Hail Gunners annihilate the 3 units that head towards them. Over on this side, and last desperate seismic snare or warpquake from those guys. We will also charge forth with our ogres to hit the other units of warp grinders, just because I don't want them drawing close to our melee and range line. Enemy gonna hit us back, of course, with a pestilent breath in the midst of our troops. But the ogres with the Guandao-toting Iron Claw Warriors will hold the flanks and prevent the enemy from moving too much forward, while Gandari catches up to the Grey Seer, and frankly, one of our range units starts targeting him as well. In the meantime, several of our units of Guandao and the Iron Guts as well start moving towards the enemy, as well we manage to kill off 1 unit of Warplug Jezzails with a Pit of Shades. The other one has been firing away at our poor Alchemist this entire time, and we can't have that. Fortunately, the Iron Guts should be able to clear them with gusto. Plenty of little snacks running around this battlefield for the ogres. Alright, in the meantime, the enemy's 2nd and 3rd stack has arrived, while their 1st stack is on the verge of collapse, especially with that Screaming Bell having been destroyed again, as Golden Hounds comes down in the midst of some of the enemy units, but doesn't go as well as I would have liked. And Guandao and Iron Claws, or what they are Iron Claws, Iron Claws and Iron Guts are now over on the right flank, a little bit away from the support of the rest of the army. But between most of the enemy being clan rats and Skaven slaves in this particular portion of the battlefield, these guys should be relatively safe with all the heavy armor. And a pretty darn reasonable 50 melee defense on these guys, plus of course the Guandao with their... what was it? 139, well, minus 24, but still a lot. Still over 100. And there we go. It looks like the enemy is still moving on to the battlefield. More reinforcements to come, but they are also being cut down in droves. And I think in theory there is no need to use regular Tiger Warriors in the late game, because the Guandao just supplant them by virtue of, just being better units. And the fact that the anti-infantry bonus on the Tiger Warriors is too small, I would bump it up to at minimum 10, or get a tech or something that gives them more. Or once again, like I had the idea in a previous episode, have one of these Sawai buff them to increase their melee attack. or their anti-infantry bonus rather, because in terms of just hitting harder, the Guandao carry it, and they have that massive anti-large bonus plus way, like 3 times the amount of armor piercing. And granted, they're also a lot more expensive, and they're a tier 4 unit rather than a tier 2 unit. But nonetheless, I generally don't like when a unit just completely is capable of replacing another unit. And I feel like that wasn't the design here in the first place, as in the Guandao aren't supposed to replace the Twin Axe. It's just that the anti-infantry bonus is too small to make them worthwhile in terms of cutting down, well, giant piles of rats like this. Although cut them down we do. And our piles of tigers are still fighting right in the midst of this formation. There's also a shootout happening over in the background with the Iron Hail Gunners engaging the enemy Night Runners and Slingers and whatever they have, with of course the War Drum between them supporting their fire. Bastion of the Great Cities keeping their armor at 74, which is also pretty solid. And now any enemy units that move in to reinforce are also going to get gunned down as well. Gandari has, of course, been hunting enemy lords, defeating yet another Grey Seer here and looking to chase him down. But unlike Arbal and the other chaotic lords that Gandari fought, the rat lords don't really stand too much of a chance. And a Searing Doom, a big ol' Searing Doom, will come down in the midst of the enemy, and by the looks of it, that Searing Doom delivers the coup de grace, the final blow that forces the enemy army to shatter, and the battle to be ours. Very nice. Really enjoyed watching those Iron Guts and those Iron Claws fight their way through just like 20 units of Skaven, all at the same time. Taking some damage to do so, but hey. Gotta have them enjoy themselves and not just have the Iron Hail Gunners do all the work, though. Work they did. Ooh, alrighty, what a great fight. Love seeing those massive piles of Guandao toting tiger Iron Claw warriors, rather. Well, Tigermen, yes, but anyway, just cutting down those rats with 448 kills on the catnip addicts. Once again, addicted to killing just as much, and they look like they carry the day, though we also got great work out of the Iron Hail Gunners, 534 kills and 45,000 damage dealt. Very good work. While Gandari ran around killing lords and just being an absolute unstoppable menace with his double regeneration. Yeah, good luck doing anything to him, as I think many a legendary lord has found out through the course of this campaign. Also, we got 21k, 25k, 13k, and 20k on the various ogre units, which are doing pretty darn solid too. Venerate. Hopefully we don't get punted out of the siege, because we still need to destroy these jerk faces, but, well, destroy them we shall. You want us to join war against Caravan of Blue Roses. The irony is real. You take them out yourself, we don't want to go down there again. Frankly, our manipulations of the Dolgan have essentially made Cathay safe. And they should be grateful for those manipulations instead of, you know, being annoyed at us for giving them gifts. Military alliance with the last Cathayan faction. Do we want this? I mean, they are at war with the Dolgan, so the Dolgan will dislike us more, but might as well. Military alliance for all Cathayan factions. And Rebellion in the Plain of Bones, we knew that was coming, and... Oh! Knights of Calador rebels. How, funnily enough, if I could... well, I mean, it's too late now. We won't be able to get access to their units. I was thinking we could just abandon this and give this to them, but... Marienburg destroyed, at long last. I'm frankly shocked that they survived that long, but at the same time, somewhat impressed. Okay, Sentinel Rights has given us buffs for our constructs. Somewhat limited though they are in number at this point. Also, you are who? You are a Driven Alchemist. Yes, and I think I was going to do another Alchemist, possibly. Oh, wait, did I already do that other Alchemist? Yes, we have an Inured Alchemist as well. And Violent and Martial Art. Oh, wow, we actually have an Alchemist capacity. You I was going to put into this army, and then you I was technically going to put into... Okay, you go here. Technically going to put into Bhashiva's army. Speaking of Bhashiva, let's see what we're looking at. You can keep stealing tech. I think we just send Bhashiva up to Black Iron Mine. And then we'll come back for Spike Peak and then either loop around or have somebody loop around to take out Malmir here. You, despite the plague, I think have to move. We need to take this out before it goes too much, and you are still in Darkhold here, so that's fine. You need to deliver these to this army, but we also don't want to... Okay, go to the edge of Crookback Mountain. We don't want to pick up that plague. Bhashiva, you will go to Black Iron Mountain. Also, how are we doing here? 4 out of 6. Alright, beautiful. Black Iron Mine, rather, not Mountain. Like so. And this one, I think, just a pile of clan rats who are free to auto-resolve. Occupy. Lovely. Clan Rectus revealed the Scroll of Power to turn into something more useful. Cleanse the sewers. Sewers be cleansed. And we'll switch you to the Iron Dragon's Edict. Let's immediately build Salt and Fortune's Offerings. We don't need the Powder House here. We can keep the Stockades, though admittedly, defenses are too terrible in minor settlements, so such that they'll probably never be able to hold anything off, so, yeah, but, you know. I mean, keep the control here in some pit for now. I don't think that it'll matter much, and you are down to 1 settlement and just barely willing to peace out, You guys want us to kill... Yeah, we're not killing those guys. I guess Mr. Snorko Bootlicka is next, so let's go for Snorko Bootlicka. Oh, I'm so salty at the gold tooth thing. Anyway, you kill this. Quick little auto-resolve. It's gonna run, but it won't matter. And we will need to see... Alright, so you're besieging Nashrak's lair. Ungrim will retake Fallen King Mountain, hopefully go after that guy. I would like you to once again kill this thing. Auto-resolve for obvious reasons that will not damage us too severely. Come on. For some reason it does this at like sort of mini freeze. Ooh, a brass cleaver, nice find. It like mini freezes during the times that the Lantern Lords win a fight. Specifically the Lantern Lords. It's strange or whatever. Anyway, I would like you to go to Karak-Raziak. We gotta deprive these guys of their last settlements. These guys might attack Karakungor, sack it potentially, we shall see. But even if they do, we'll go after the Muji. Brass Cleaver is for... Oh, right. I never gave you items, did I? Right, because we switched to Lords and then I promptly forgot about it. We already do have a Brass Cleaver in this army, though, so you don't need it. What we do need is to give you items. And you are... Well, actually, are you going to be on a Sky Lantern? Yeah, probably to act as a spotter for the Jade Warrior crossbows. So in that light... you can have a Talisman of Endurance unless I find somebody else to give this to... We did get an Armor of Fortune. I was going to give it to one of the Tigers, but... Well, give this to you for now. Though, admittedly, 10 armor and 5 resistances versus 40 armor. Frankly, you might need the additional armor when you're in a Sky Lantern, just so you don't get wrecked by garbage. Talisman of Endurance gives you 8 ward save, or we could do 15% missile resistance, because pretty much you're only getting hit by missiles. You know what? Yeah, go for Deepwood Branch. And... I mean, you can have the Featherfoe Twerk for now, though I feel like I'll give that to somebody else later. Let's also fuse these 2 items. And another Forbidden Rod, always nice to have. And... we could swap in a Pigeon Plucker Pendant instead as well, if we really wanted to. And hand weapon, I don't really have hand weapons for these guys. I guess we could use the Outrider handgun, but frankly, you're not going to do that much damage anyway, so it won't matter. Yeah. And you technically have Shield Breaker, but you will lose it when you have Whistling Bullets, so it won't matter. Ooh, we've reached Blades of the Bastion and Fast Hands. I'm gonna say start with Fast Hands, because it's missile resistance and reload and missile strength, whereas this is basically only melee defense. Yeah, it's got leadership, which doesn't matter, and spell resistance, which is fine, but it doesn't matter that much. Yeah. I prefer the additional damage on these guys. Alright, looking good. Who needs to move now? Gandari, you are suffering attrition while besieging. It's somewhat infuriating. Are you able to reach this place? No. Let's do this. Auto-resolve. What remains here? It's all garbage anyway. And we will occupy it, I guess. I'll just loot and occupy it. Just regular occupy. I don't want to deal with the... another channeling staff. We can hopefully turn that into something. I do collect the income here, but yeah, I didn't want to deal with the public order being low in Carrick Doom specific... Wait, that's not Carrick Doom. Wait, yes it is. And we got to keep the stockades. That's funny. Admittedly, I was not expecting that. Okay, wait. Quick save. We need 14 insignias. We could do these, but frankly, we want to replace them with those anyway, so it kind of doesn't matter. And, oh, I did want 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are going to build some of these guys, and of the sword variety, I believe. And for the swords, I'm going to say we do the melee attack and armor-piercing weapon damage, because they have low armor pierce. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just in case. I'm not entirely sure how many we need. And let's just have 4 of the Desert Tigress insignia, and hello. Hey, that completed it. Beautiful. Fulminant Blade, blinded contact effect. It's pretty nasty contact effect. Alrighty, well, there we go. High Lord of Shangyang unlocked, and funnily enough, we will now want 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Terracotta Sentinels. I will think about this, but I'm actually thinking the Celestial Dragon Emperor insignia is better. Yeah, Cannot Die is great, but it's only 175% above hit points, and frankly, these guys are pretty fragile, so yeah. Who has the stuff? Who has the stuff? You have the stuff. You. All of you gain the... there we go. Celestial Radiation, Damage Resistance, and Melee Damage Reflection on top of Hold the Line for everybody. Beautiful. And I'm sure there were others. Oh, right. I wanted to give the insignias to the new Jade Lancers, and you can have the Iron Dragon insignia, losing a little bit of melee defense, but frankly our melee defense is very high right now, and gaining mass and sundering attacks on all y'all. That's pretty good. You're earmarked for the Jade Tiger. Also, while we're here, we got buildings to be building. You're a bureaucrat, right? Yeah. Right, I'm gonna temporarily pop you into this army. Surely there are some easy lessons. And then we will take you out, sir. And, okay, wait. Fulminant Blade. Oh, this thing is now complete. Control +3, more campaign movement range, replenishment. Huh. I wonder, are we supposed to replace Bhashiva's stuff with the Fulminant Blade and this new set, or are we supposed to give us to a new lord? They're both decent options. I'll think about it. You want a tax collector. That's why I have you. Alright, then we will want to go... Okay, you're supposed to go into the Jade Tiger's army, but I think you won't reach him. I would like to build this thing up. Smogbound Spire. It's a little bit late to get access to these. It takes too long, unfortunately. And you are no longer recruiting, but I noticed that you don't have a lot of movement range after recruiting. Kind of interesting. It's not like you started recruiting last turn, did you? I don't think you did. Well, whatever. Go here. And then build everything up here. Smogbound Spire, Celestial Crucible, Ironclaw Barracks, and Dragon Armory. And now that those are complete, we can actually switch out of Harmony, or out of this Harmony, into the other Harmony. +6 control versus +4 control. I'm gonna say keep this, then switch the Endish. Well, this makes more money for us, so we can switch EU. Granted, we don't need the growth anymore, but I'm just too lazy to rebuild it to the other thing. Let's switch you on you. And I believe that's good. Alrighty, and then you can go back here, but I'm willing to bet. Wait, can you recruit? I did want some of these Jade Warriors with swords. Yes, 1, 2, 3. Don't have capacity for them. Alright, and 1, 2, 3, 4.
To serve me is a privilege.
The Jade Tiger has to have Jade Warriors, right? Makes sense to me. Are you not able to? Oh, you're out of capacity. Okay, fine. Make this bureaucrat... Can I just... Thank you. Make this bureaucrat leave this army for a bit. And then build the other one so that we can transfer it. Yes. The Jade Lancers will move with the Jade Lions, and then the
Natural.
Jade Warriors will move with the Defender, the Green Guardian rather, and then whatever else we decide to put in there, which is actually most likely going to be at least some Ironclaw Tiger Warriors. I don't know how many though, and we can't build any right now. Actually, we should really start on one at least. Though admittedly this will mean you can't move, but that's just life. You can't always move. Alrighty, that's good for now. Then, Kudo. You have reached rank 50. Mentor. Ooh, one short of astute general and alert. Frankly, the one issue with this army is that while we do need Eastern Fires, Sure Aim does nothing for us and Unyielding does nothing for us. He used to command a different army. Well, actually, Unyielding does buff the Tiger Warrior Stalkers, but Sure Aim is 3 points that are completely wasted. I was thinking of resetting him, getting those 3 points and actually being able to put them somewhere. It would enable us to go for Alert, and then Astute General, and then 1 extra point in either Will of the Dragons or Wind Harmony or whatever. But I don't know if I want to wait, you know, several turns for them to do the thing. You know what I mean? Feels like it's a... I don't know. Yeah. Alright, I go to Fort Stroganoff. We still have to take down the lair of the Troll King, and I notice Krakadrek is still kicking. Alright, I'll resolve this. I haven't actually seen Wintertooth in a while. They sent Throg to lead the, well, several armies, then he got cut down by Gandari, and then I'm not entirely sure what's up with him now. Oh, he's been fighting Hag Grief. That's kind of interesting. Huh. We could declare war on them and have the Dogan fight them too. It amuses me. You peasant hats, please. Also, how are we doing here? Alright, 5 turns. By the time the Confederation is over, but, you know, it'll still counteract it. Huh. Tipok Spawn Rebellion. Interesting. Wasn't expecting that. Ruins End. I believe we need to start with growth here, because growth is horrendous. And then Scout. I assume this is Moors, but I would like to know for sure. Yes, it is Moors. Okay, good. Just had to make sure. Alrighty, who else still needs to move? So bureaucrats don't need to move. Recruiter U is kind of stuck. Sit in Carrick Doom for a while then. Meow Yang. Okay, we'll deal with the building afterwards. What else do we have here? Bureaucrat I checked already. Recruiter Meowing. Okay, it just went back up to the top, and now I'm looking like an idiot. Anyway, Chu Yao. I assume that this is then Moors, who we are not currently at war with. I think we need to send you two up this way to deal with these guys. Yes, alright, meaning you're moving up this way now.
The man require rest.
Alrighty, and you are still waiting for one more Gate Master, and I will never again get the type of Gate Master that I want. Should have just put a random one in your army, rather than the range increase one. You know what, we will have a high-level Gate Master here that is doing nothing. And as a Tactician, oh, Tactician because it's a useless trait, because you already have Tactician, that's why. But this one will also be useless because he's a martial artist, so we could slowly start sending him down there. Ooh, quick save. Gotta go to the Tiger Court. And devote the final tier to these. Also, wait, just out of curiosity, what does this do? Global recruitment duration. I don't really care about global oh, Tiger. Whoa. Tiger Warrior units activate both Yin and Yang harmony. Oh, that's fantastic. That's really nice. I was worried about harmonizing stuff. Oh, man. There's some good stuff in both of them. Alright, well, we'll technically, I guess, unlock both of them. Yeah, and go for the Yin and Yang harmony. Alright, 5, 4, and 4. 2 more relics to go. There is something at Black Crag. We could send Bhashiva around this way to take it out. It's not like the Ironclaw orcs are doing particularly well. They are at war with all the dwarfs, and perhaps it's past time that we help them out. Actually, if we have you join war, if we join your war against Ironclaw orcs near to a military alliance, which might be nice. And then this way we could grab Black Crag and the relic therein, assuming that Grunny is not going to get in the way, which is a possibility, but we'll see. But anyway, let's see what else we need to do this turn. You know, you're a Guardian, you don't need to move. Di Cheng. Steel. And steel. Alright, both of you good? And some nice steelies. I don't remember who you are. Oh, right, you're over here. You go around this way to meet with Chudu. I'd like to see what's going on here. No Great Moonbird for a tech thief. Alright, then we have... Who is Draupadi? Sprung... Oh, you're supposed to join the Yang army. You go here. Song, who are you? You are a tech thief, but a tech thief that doesn't need to tech thief anymore because you'll run out the end of the campaign with the amount of tech you've stolen already, so you're good. And I believe Feng Ho is the last one to move. Good. And I'm just going to double check. Okay, you have trusted counsel. Is there anybody who's relatively new who wouldn't have trusted counsel? Ah, you wouldn't. Yeah, see, this is why you check, people. And I probably should have gotten Block Army on you as well. This doesn't help you on field, does it? Does not look like it. Okay. Let's check them all once, and then never check them again. Trusted Council, Block Army. Ah, you had 2 points. Alright, Block Army. Di Cheng, you have Wound, and I believe that was it. Alright. Yeah, if we had capacity, I would have built more, but we're good. Hey, upkeep production for all armies. I can't believe we're actually positive, and suddenly, thanks to the Dolgan giving us all their money, have a million billion money. Well, 100,000 money, but you know, may as well be a million billion. Out of curiosity, will you now trade the Silver Pinnacle?
You no doubt have a request.
Or
I'll hear it now.
what was it called? The Demon's Stump? Minus 14 still. Oh, you little piece of garbage. These guys are gonna get here, and then they're gonna take it, and then it'll be my great extreme annoyance. It's gonna take 2 turns to build. This is gonna take 1 turn. But will this actually count as a military structure is the real question. We'll give it a try. I'm gonna hope that it doesn't, that it actually works. Alright, you've moved this turn, right? That was this turn? Yeah, that was this turn. Okay, good. And I believe we are good minus the thing I wanted to do with the Ashridge Mountain, but until your plague is gone, which is next turn, you are going to be stuck as you are. Alright, skip. Enter. Let's see what else we got. And Kugath Plague Fight. You're going to declare war on us, eh? Alright, fair enough. Likelihood of capturing all of these territories low before these guys get here. So do we call these guys to help? I mean, I feel like we maybe still want to. Which one of them say no? It'd be kind of infuriating. I really don't want to send an army down there, but I think we have no choice in the matter. We'll send the Yang army down there, but they have to meet up with Bhashiva, who's... Ugh. What I might then do is... Maybe we just send them to claim these territories. It's not like the money is all that critical anymore. Alright, fine. Call allies to help. Sorry, Kukath. I think that you have made a slight miscalculation. And it's kind of silly that the AI was even willing to do that. Like, he can see all the alliances we have. But I guess the devs designed it in such a way that they know that we have to risk losing alliances every time we ask for help. And like half the time I don't even ask for help from the military allies because they're just going to be like, oh, you know what? No. And then all your units that you worked hard for are gone, your allegiance is gone, etc., etc. And, you know, it's like not worth it a lot of the time. Anyway, supervisor ally occupies something. Good for ally. Your plague is done. You will move towards the fortress of Vorag. You are supposed to be, actually, funnily enough, in this army, aren't you? Go to this army. You are supposed to go to this army to give it stuff. You are supposed to go to Bhashiva's army, but technically speaking, that army, so stick around, and we'll figure out where to send you. That's the Fortress of Vorag, Sky Lantern Roosts, may as well build up the defenses. Alrighty. And then Scout, I feel like I don't need you here anymore, but hey, Treachery is back. Well, he still needs to be knocked out one last time, so we're gonna go here with Bhashiva, regardless of the need to go to Black Crag. I guess I should have actually sent you around to Black Crag, but whatever. Let's get you out here then. You do have a nearly complete army after all. We will, however, keep on... Oh, you're supposed to go to the Yang army too. We will, however, keep on checking these guys. Another bureaucrat. Well, we'll mill the martial artist, plus he's level 1, so, you know, who cares. Like so. And next up, that was Bhashiva Gandhari.
So I
You are not... you are just able to reach Pillars of Skulls. Go, go, go. Don't care about these territories. Killed us.
Ridiculous.
I said... Oh, now you're out of range, and this guy's gonna run, I'm willing to bet. Yep, like a little coward. Like a rat. And now you can't reach us, I take it? Nope, you are stuck here to suffer attrition. Wow, that was infuriating. I guess I should have tried stalking.
Our sin.
But I was originally attacking the settlement, so I figured, why would that... Yeah, whatever. Anyway, Judo, to the lair of the Troll King, if and you please.
Their demise.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. We have armies here. Now, we could hit the lair of the Troll King, which is very poorly defended. I do wonder how much damage it will take in doing so, and these guys could attack us. I'm gonna hope the damage is not severe. It's not severe, we're fine. Occupy. Yeah, free book of Ashore. Alright, so if these guys want to come out and play, they are welcome to do so. Don't collect the income because I don't want to deal with the public order losses, and frankly, kind of the same thing here. And if we could get you to fight more enemies, that would be great. Man, the man-eaters are fighting everybody. Look at this. Disciples of the Maw, Clan Molders, Sylvania, Ecstatic Legions, Fecondites, Arguelon, Kurun, Carcassonne, and Wintertooth. Completely surrounded by enemies on all sides. Still strength rank 4. Admittedly, it's a rather new development that we did to them. They're willing to trade, but I'd rather trade with the elves.
I speak with candor and I fight with ardor. Let this be.
I speak with candor and I fight with ardor. Oh, I hate the elves. Anyway. What else do we have here? Court of Libaras, you're nearly dead to the lizards. Full-on military alliance with Karazakarek. Maybe. We're good with it now. What's the likelihood they put us into a war with anybody we dislike? Granted, Arguelon and the Wood Elves won't like it, but frankly, they were losing pretty horribly anyway. We will not take your money, you need it more than we do.
Sign the...
And did I ever build an outpost with you? I did not. Where's a safe outpost location? Barak Var? Probably. Since Karazakarek is taken presumably by either Karekadrin or Vlad. Poor Vlad. He did so well and then he got stuck. Trudge Craven Tail. Trudge Craven Tail? And no Trudge Craven Tail? No help for you then. Alrighty. Who's next? Bureaucrat. Oh, we will... Well, actually, no, you're recruiting for one more turn because we started up the Tigers. Alrighty, Recruiter is stuck where he is. Muji, however, is not. You guys are still hanging around Fort Yakova or Jakova. And I presume that if we attack Karakaraziak, you'll move out there. You need to attack and destroy this last army of his. And I think maybe we'll want to move you towards Throughout the Unclean then. They would just attack this and it would be annoying. So, let's level up and let's... I was about to say let's level up and let's move on in, but frankly, I'm not so sure that we have enough time in this particular episode to do so. And you went for Volley Master with the preparedness drills. I wonder if we should go for Guardian on the other one, although having 2 Volley Masters is also probably pretty valuable. I'll think about it. It doesn't really matter all that much, and either way, like I said, we are out of time. Yeah, let's do the second Volley Master. Like I said, we are out of time. Oh, you don't have Bastion's Defenders. What the heck am I doing? That was kind of an important thing. You can have the range and steel sheathing and harmonic anchoring. You guys are always getting targeted by everything on those lanterns. Need all the armor and missile resistance and everything that you can get. I do use Shield of Thorns periodically. Flesh to Stone I rarely use. In SFO, it confers a cannot die effect, as I recall. And that makes it significantly better. And it also allows you to keep, you know, healing stuff while they cannot die, so, you know. Anyway, fleet-footed for you. Yeah, decent speed now. Anyway, like I said, unfortunately, I think we're out of time, so this is probably going to be a good place to call it. Next time, we'll start the episode off with attacking Throt, who will most likely draw out the garrison of Fort Yakova, which is probably a tier 5 settlement. Yeah. So there will be a lot for Muji to fight there. And then we'll loop back around after presumably winning, if we win it, to take out the last settlement of the Bone Rattlers, while the rest of our armies converge on moving towards the Crooked Moon, who are currently holding, I was about to say 2 relics, but frankly, Mount Squighorn will probably be lost. At least there's Mount Gunbad, and if we can hit Black Crag, that'll give us the last relic we need. Assuming these guys don't take it before we do, which is a distinct possibility considering all this, but we had to wipe Tretch out, so no choice in the matter. Anyway, stay tuned for a little bit more Bhashiva, but we're very close to the end of the campaign now. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.